Namaskaram everybody. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanastu. So we will continue with the class where we left off. I'm going to share my PowerPoint. Can you see my PowerPoint? It
Yes.
should be 17. It should be
Yeah.
217. Okay, perfect. You can hear me well? Hopefully
Yes.
my computer, my Wi-Fi is good, hopefully. Maybe I should check before I start. Hold on. Sometimes my Wi-Fi goes to a different router. I don't know why. Just a second. Yeah, it's okay. Perfectly okay. So we will start. So we'll directly deal with the shlokas of the sixth chapter, verse 1. Shri Bhagavan-Vacha. Anashtitaha karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sasannyasi cha yogi cha na niragdihi na cha akriyaha. So here Shankaracharya says anashritaha, na ashritaha, anashritaha. Shankaracharya has a standard way of explaining Sanskrit. Every word he gives some kind of an explanation. So anashritaha means na ashritaha. That means not depending, one who does not take recourse to. That means he is not depending on something. Kim karma phalam, karmanam phalam, karmanam phalam, karma phalam. कर्म फलम यत तदानाश्रितः कर्म फल तृष्णा रहितः इत्यर्थः. What does it mean? So the thing is, the person who does not depend or is not interested in the fruits of action, he does not have any desires for action. That's what it means. The same thing I have explained here. On the fruit, that is on what? Anashritaha, that means the fruit of action. One who does not depend on the results of action is one who is free from the thirst or craving for the rewards of work. This is the meaning. Yo hi karma phale trishnavan saha karma phalamashtrito bhavati ayam tu tad viparitah ataha anashritah karma phalam. For he who possesses thirst for the fruit of action becomes dependent on those fruits. However, this person is opposite of that and is therefore one who does not depend on the fruit of the action. एवं भूतः सन्ने कार्यं कर्तव्यं नित्यं काम्य विपरीतम अग्निहोत्रादिकं कर्म करोति निर्वर्तयति यहाँ कश्चित् ईदृशः कर्मी स कर्म्यन्तरेभ्यो विशिष्यते इत्येवमर्थमाः स सन्यासी च योगी च. Here Shankaracharya is making sure that a particular a person who has given up the interest or desire for the fruits of action is already can be exalted or extolled as a sannyasi and a yogi, even though he is doing the karmas, but he has given up the interest in the fruits of action. So being such a person, whoever performs and accomplishes the required karyam, so evam bhutasan, because he does not have any desires, karyam kartavyam, he does the nitya karma and obligatories duties such as agnihotra, which are opposite to the desire driven. It's totally opposite to the kamya, which are viparita. Viparita means it is opposite. Kamya is desire oriented, like Swarga Kamo Vijeta, putra kamo ejeta, that means for child or for some benefit you're doing some work. Such a worker is distinguished from the other ordinary workers who are interested in the fruits of action, who do some specific charities or rites or rituals or yajnas to achieve a particular goal. To express this, the Lord says, he is a sannyasi and he is a yogi. Actually, losing the interest in the fruits of action is not something which comes naturally. Somebody has to think about it very carefully to lose interest in any work we do. So that is why this person is extolled by Lord Krishna himself, saying that he is as good as a sannyasi and a yogi. Even though Shankaracharya discriminates this person as he is definitely lower than the Paramartha sannyasi or true sannyasi. So, but Krishna praises him anyway because he is as close to the true sannyasi as possible. Let's see how it works. To express his praise, Lord Krishna says he is a sannyasi and he is a yogi. Now, sannyasah parityagah saha yasya asti sa sannyasi cha. Yogi cha. Yogaha chit. What is sannyasa? Parityaga, giving up. Whoever gives up, he is a sannyasi. And yogi cha, how is this person yogi? Yogaha chitta samadhanam. So here he defines the word yoga as chitta samadhanam. See, in every context, one has to understand words in the context. Shankaracharya believes that here yoga means chitta samadhanam. That means tranquility, steadiness, composure of the mind. That's all. So whoever has composure of the mind, he is a yogi. Saha yogi cha iti evam guna sampannaha ayam mantavyaha. So the thing is, you have to see this guy who is doing this person who is doing a karma, he is actually doing all the nitya karmas and also what kind of karmas? Agnihotradi karmas, which are prescribed duties, without any fruits, without any interest in the fruits. So yogi cha chitta samadhi, because he has composure of the mind, he is yogi also. Ayam mantavya, this is what needs to be understood. So far, are you understanding? So far you are okay?
Yes.
Okay. न केवलं निरग्निः अक्रियः अक्रियः एव सन्यासी योगी च इति मन्तव्यः. It should not be thought that only one who has given up the fire, that is given up Agnihotra completely, he does not do any Agnihotra work or any activities related to yajnas, and he is not doing any action. Akriyaha. Only such a person should not be taken as sannyasi. Even a person who has given up the interest or desire for the fruits of action is also a sannyasi in a way. Nirgataha agnayaha karmanga bhutaha yasmat sa niragnihi. What is niragni means? Giving up fire. What is the fire used for? Fires are used for three types of agnis are given for in the Vedas. They say garhapatya, anharva pachana, and there are three agnis said as garhapatya, anharva pachana. Oh my God, I'm forgetting the other agni. There are three. Huh?
Gargapatya,
Gargapatya,
Three
And
people
one more,
are talking together. I cannot hear when everybody talk. Please.
Gargapatni Agni, Avani Agni, and one more Agni is there. That third
Yeah,
Agni.
Ahavaniya, Garhapatya, and Anharva Pachana. That's what
Dakshi-
SSS says.
Dakshinagni, Gargapatya, Ahavaniya.
Some people say Anharva Pachana for Dakshinagni, maybe. Maybe. That's what I'm thinking. So there are anyway three Agnis, and these are prescribed. Everybody should tend these Agnis. Whoever are, whoever are the right qualified people are to do Agni Karyas given in the Vedas. Nirgataha Agneha means all Agnis have given up on him, means it's a very nice statement he has said. Nirgataha Agneha Karmanga Bhutaha Yasmat Sa Niragnihi. It's a way. I don't know if Ananda Giri, in a commentator on the Shankaracharya, what he says about here, because he didn't say here that he has given up the Agni. See, that's what it means. The translation says, oh, this person has given up the Agni. But the original says, Shankara Bhashya says, Nirgataha Agnayaha Karmanga Bhutaha Yasmat Sa Niragnihim. The Agnis have given him up. Agnis have gone away from him. That means he has reached a state of such tranquility that even if he tries, he cannot do it, kind of a thing. That means he is still doing the work, but the Agni, see, in this particular thing, this is only Sanskrit explanation. What does the term Niragni means? That means that he is not doing any rites at all. That's all it means. Akriyascha, Anagni sadhana, api avidyamanaha kriyaha tapodanadikaha yasya asau akriyaha. So there are materials you need to get for Agni Karya. For that, there are so many things. Not only materials, you have to purify yourself and things like that. So tapas has to be done, and also kriyaha danadikaha. That means you have to accept charity or give charity, right? Both you have to do. All those activities are also gone. That is akriya. See, very nice point here. Akriya means there is no work. He is not doing any work. Then you can ask, is he eating? Is he sleeping? He is. But here, akriya mainly means the related activities related to yajnas. Those kind of activities are given up. He could be a teacher, but still he is akriya. He is not doing work. It's very interesting what constitutes no work. That we will take up some other day, because we need to study Shankara Bhashya thoroughly here and there and make sure what exactly Shankaracharya thinks about it. But now we know the word akriya means he is not doing any associated work related to yajnas such as tapas and danas. That's what, and etc. adikaha, whatever that means. Yeah. Now the philosophical summary is here. In this commentary, Shankaracharya clarifies that true renunciation is an internal state, while a traditional sannyasi, who is also known as Paramartha sannyasi, gives up the ritual fire, niragni, and also physical works, akriyaha. Krishna teaches that a person performing their obligatory duties without selfish desire for the results is also a sannyasi and a yogi. In a secondary sense, right? Shankaracharya emphasizes that the sannyasa here refers to the renunciation of the thirst for results, and yoga refers to the equanimity of mind achieved through such selfless action. That's all it means here. Nanucha niragnehe akriyasaiva shruti smriti yoga shastreshu sannyasitvam yogitvam cha prasiddham. This is the Purva Paksha. Shankaracharya himself raises an objection, saying that okay, somebody may raise this objection. What does it mean? What is this objection? Look, in the Shrutis and Smritis and Yoga Shastras, The word sannyasi is used for a true sannyasi who is a monk who has given up his grihastha or who has given up his what do you call, either the householder state or the brahmachari state or the celibate state. Both these states are given up by this person. He walks out and he strictly is a monk, wearing saffron robes and giving up agnis, giving up all agni karyas and living in a totally monk life. Only such people are known as yogis and sannyasis. So even the word yoga is used for a true, a real monk. That's an interesting point, Shankaracharya Bhashya, we need to understand. Sannyasa and yogitvam refers mainly to the true paramarthika sannyasi here. Then why did Krishna use mistakable terms such as sannyasa and yoga for a person who is doing karma, agnikarya and all? He verily is doing agnikaryas. But still,
Swami, question. Where is Shankaracharya saying that the true sannyasi is being referred to as both a sannyasi and a yogi in a secondary sense here? Where is he saying that?
That will come up. That will come up. I'll show you. Okay, just hold on for a few minutes. So, this. So the status in the scriptures, the status of being sannyasi and yogi belongs only to one who is without ritual fire and without action. But Krishna is using the term yogi, sannyasi and yogi, which are mainly dedicated to a true monk, for a grihastha also here, who might have given up the interest in the fruits. Is it right? That is the objective. Katham iha sagnehe sakriyasya cha sannyasitvam yogitvam cha aprasiddham uchyate. How then it is stated here in an unconventional manner that that one who maintains the ritual fire, Agni, that is Sagni, and performs action, Sakriyaha, is a sannyasi and a yogi. How can he be a sannyasi and a yogi who is maintaining the ritual fire? The three fires, Agni, only a grihastha can maintain this fire and also perform actions. So this is the question. Naisha doshaha, Shankaracharya replies, this is not an error. Kayachit gunavritya ubhayasya sampipada ishitatvat. This is not a flaw in the teaching, because the intention is to attribute both titles, that is sannyasi and a yogi, to the man of action. That is, for a karmi, both titles are given through certain figurative or secondary sense. Gunavritya. Gunavritya means gauna, or guna means secondary. Guna also means three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. But the thing is, here guna means it depends on the context. Here gunavritya means secondary sense. Tat katham, how is it so? Karma phala sankalpa sannyasat sannyasitvam. What does sannyasi mean? He gives up something, renunciation. Here he has given up the mental craving for the fruits of actions. So even though he is a karmi, he is acting, but he is a sannyasi because he has given up something. Yogangatvena cha karmanushthanat karma phala sankalpasya cha chitta vikshepa hetoho parityagat yogitvam cha iti gaunam ubhayam. And he is also called a yogi. Truly he is not a yogi, but he is extolled as a yogi because he performs actions as a mean to yoga. Karmanga. Karmangatvena means, what do you call? See, these karmas will create chitta shuddhi for him. And so he is doing karmas without the desire for fruits. And that will give him chitta shuddhi. Hence, he has become a yogi, and because he gives up the desire for the fruits of action, which is the primary cause of mental distraction, chitta vikshepa. So if somebody has desire for the fruits, that person will have chitta vikshepa, means mental distraction. He will be attracted by the fruits. He will be dreaming about the fruits, or he will think that, oh, the other guy got the fruit, haven't got the fruit, even though I have been doing yajnas for a long time. Something like that. All this kind of mental distractions will come if the desire is there. Thus, terms are used here in a secondary figurative gauna sense. So even though this person is a grihastha, he is acting, but he has no interest in the fruits of action, such a person is praised. In a secondary sense, he is given the title sannyasi and a yogi. न पुनः मुख्यं संन्यासित्वं योगित्वं च अभिप्रेतम् इत्येतम् अर्थं दर्शयितुमाह. Krishna himself, according to Shankaracharya, has not given the mukhya sannyasitva, the main sannyasi title and main yogi title, to this person. How? It is not,
Can I
however.
say something? Excuse me.
Yeah, tell me.
He such a person is called as karma sannyasi.
Why don't we come there and figure out? Maybe you're right. I haven't come there yet, because maybe in the Bhagavad-Gita itself this will come up anyway. Yeah, it is not, however, the primary literary sense of sannyasa and yoga that is intended here. And to demonstrate this point, the Lord says the next part of the verse teaching. So Krishna himself, he goes further and clarifies this. Just a philosophical note here. So, according to Shankaracharya, Krishna is using praise or arthavada to encourage the karmi. So, he is encouraging the karma yogi. Literally, mukhya means a sannyasi who has physically renounced all worldly duties and ritual fasts. Figuratively, gauna means a karma yogi is called a sannyasi because he renounces the fruits, and a yogi because his mind becomes steady like a yogi's when he stops worrying about the results. Shankaracharya is careful to maintain the distinction between the path of pure renunciation and the path of selfless action, while showing how the latter leads to the former. That is, the path of selfless action leads to the path of renunciation. Now the next verse, yam sannyasam iti prahuhu yogam tam vidhi pandava nahya sannyasta sankalpaha yogi bhavati kaschana. The simple meaning is, whatever sannyasa is said, sannyasa, people say something as sannyasa, that is yoga itself, O Arjuna. Nahi asanyasta sankalpaha. The person who has not given up desires can become a yogi. So this is the continuation. Okay. So let's get to the Shankara Bhashya here. Shankara Bhashya says, Yam sarva karma tat phala parityaga lakshanam paramartha sannyasam iti prahuhu shruti smriti vidaha yogam karma anushtana lakshanam tam paramartha sannyasam vidhi janihi he Pandava. So the thing is, the Shruti, the knowers of the Shrutis and Smritis, these are the Shruti Smriti Vidaha. Okay? So Shankaracharya gives prominence to Smritis and Shrutis. That's very clear, right? These knowers of the Shruti and Smritis call something as sannyasa, which is characterized by mainly giving up of all actions and their fruits. That is a yoga in a way. That is that to be yoga characterized by the performance of action. This is an interesting way of looking at it, right? Yogam karmanushtana lakshanam tam paramartha sannyasam vidhi janihi he Pandava. So, what do you call? If sarva karma tat phala, that means he has given up all the actions also. A person who is a true sannyasi has given up actions and given up interest and phalas. That is the pure paramartha sannyasa. Sannyasa iti prahuhu shrutismritavadha yogam karmanushtana lakshanam tam paramartha sannyasam vidi. That paramartha sannyasa is pretty much same as a yoga which involves work, which involves performance of actions. How is this true? How can this happen? Let's go further. Karma yogasya pravritti lakshanasya tad viparitena nivritti lakshanayena paramartha sannyasena khidrisham samanyam angikritya tad bhava uchyate ityapekshayam idam uchyate. So, what is the commonality between the nature of sannyasa that is applied to the karma yoga? So there is something common between sannyasa and karma yoga. Karma yoga, on one way, if you look at only karma yoga, it is characterized by activity, pravritti. While the ultimate sannyasa is the opposite. It is characterized by withdrawal from all actions and all associations and all interest in any fruits of any action whatsoever. This is being answered here. Astihi paramartha sannyasena sadrishyam kartradvarakam karma yogasya. There is a commonality between these two people going in two opposite directions apparently. One is pravritti, activity. One is nivritti, withdrawal. But still there is some commonality here. What is that? Yohi paramartha sannyasi saha tyakta sarva karma sadhanataya sarva karma tat phala vishayam sankalpam pravritti hetu kama karanam sanyasyati. So, a person who is an ultimate sannyasi, known very well everywhere in Shruti Smriti, everything as sannyasi, renounces the sankalpa, the formative thought and the desire, right? The desires and the formative thoughts are in the mind. He gives up all those such thoughts, which is the cause of activity. The desires and these formative thoughts make somebody act. And the origin of desire regarding all actions and their fruits. So he doesn't even have the origin of the desire regarding any actions or fruits. By virtue of having given up the means of performing all actions. That means he is also not doing any actions, he has given up the fruits of action, and he is a true sannyasi. Ayamapi karma yogi karma kurvanaha eva phalavishayam sankalpam sanyasyati ityetam darshayishanaha. And this karma yogi, ayamapi karma yogi karma kurvanaha, he is doing action but gives up the sankalpa regarding the fruits. To demonstrate this point, the Lord says, what does he say? Nahi yasmat asanyasta sankalpaha asanyastaha aparityaktaha palavishayaha sankalpaha abhisandhihi yena saha asanyasta sankalpaha. If someone has not given up these willing or desires for actions and for the fruits of action, right? Sankalpaha abhisandhihi yena saha asanyasta sankalpaha kaschana kaschidapi karmi yogi samadhanavan bhavati na sambhavati ityartaha phalasankalpasya chitta viksheta hetutvat. So thing is, if one has not given up the desires for the fruits of action, that person will definitely be distracted. His mind will not be calm. And he cannot become a yogi. So reading the exact translation here, because no one who has renounced sankalpa, meaning one by whom the sankalpa or the mental pursuit of an objective regarding the fruit has not been discarded, can be a yogi with a steady mind. This means it's impossible for the sankalpa for fruits. He is the cause of mental distraction, chitta vikshepa. So the very moment the seed of the desire or the willing for fruits of action comes in the mind, that mind will get disturbed. Tasmat यः कश्चन कर्मी संन्यस्तफलसंकल्पः भवेत् स योगी समाधानवान् अविक्षिप्तचित्तो भवति भवेत्. So therefore any worker who renounces the sankalpa for the fruits becomes a yogi, one whose mind is steady and undistracted. चित्त विक्षेप हेतोः फलसंकल्पस्य संन्यस्तत्वात् इत्यभिप्रायः. Because the sankalpa for the fruit, the mind is steady and undistracted, because the sankalpa for the fruit and cause of the mental distraction has been renounced. This is the intention. So Krishna is praising a person who has given up the fruits of karma as equal to a sannyasi and a yogi. एवं परमार्थ संन्यास कर्मयोगयोः कर्तृद्वारकं संन्यास सामान्यम् अपेक्ष्य यं संन्यासमिति प्राहुः योगं तं विद्धि पाण्डव इति कर्मयोगस्य स्तुत्यर्थं संन्यासत्वम् उक्तम्. एवं परमार्थ संन्यास कर्मयोगो कर्तृद्वारकं संन्यास सामान्यमपेक्ष्य यं संन्यासमिति प्राहुः तं योगं विद्धि पाण्डव इति कर्मयोगस्य स्तुत्यर्थं संन्यासत्वम् उक्तम्. So if you do karma yoga without any fruits, interest in the fruits, it is as good as sannyasa, stutyartham, to praise karma yoga. So karma yoga is not all that bad. It will purify your mind. If you lose interest in the fruits of action, thus considering the commonality of renunciation through the medium of the agent, that is karta, the actor, between ultimate sannyasa and karma yoga, the status of giving up, the sannyasa was attributed to karma yoga in the words, that which they call sannyasa, know that to be yoga, O Pandava, for the purposes of praising karma yoga. Dhyana yogasya फलनिरपेक्षः कर्मयोगो बहिरंगं साधनमिति तं संन्यासत्वेन स्तुत्वा अधुना कर्मयोगस्य ध्यानयोग साधनत्वं दर्शयति. Now he goes further. Having praised karma yoga, performing actions without regard for fruits as sannyasa. One second, where does it begin? ध्यान योगस्य फलनिरपेक्षः कर्मयोगो बहिरंगम साधनम. Bahirangam sadhana means it's an external aid. What is an external aid? Karma yoga. So there it is, he is doing the actions, but he is giving up the fruits of action. Tam sannyasattvena stutva, praising it as sannyasa. Because it is not a true sannyasi, because he is still doing the actions, right? Sannyasattvena stutva adhuna karma yogasya dhyana yoga sadhanatvam darsheti. See, karma yoga also will lead you to dhyana yoga. Dhyana yoga is reserved for the true monk and the true, the perfection in dhyana yoga is for the true monk, true sannyasi. But the karma yoga will lead to it. The Lord shows how karma yoga is a means to such meditation yoga. The key philosophical thought here, which we are just summarizing it here, he is explaining a secondary definition. He argues that while a literal sannyasi gives up the action itself, a karma yogi gives up the sankalpa, or the mental planning and craving for results. Since both have given up something internal that causes mental agitation, the Lord praises the karma yogi by calling him a sannyasi. This is to encourage the seeker to use selfless action as a bridge to reach the higher state of silent meditation, which is dhyana. It's very clear, right? Yeah. Any questions so far?
No.
I guess not. Okay. आरुरुक्षोर्मुनेर्योगं कर्मकारणमुच्यते योगारूढस्य तस्यैव शमः कारणम् उच्यते. This is the third verse of the sixth chapter. Arurukshoho, arodhum ichatah, the person who wants to climb, who wants to ascend. Anarudhasya dhyana yoge avasthatum ashaktaha ashaktasyaiva ityartha. Dhyana yoge avasthatum ashaktasyaiva ityartha. That means arurukshom what do you call it? 1 second. Anarudhasya dhyana yoge avasthatum ashaktasyaiva ityartha. Oh, thing is, the second one is the most important. Let me read the sentence properly and then explain. Arurukshoho means for one who desires to ascend, implying one who has not yet ascended and is currently unable to remain steady in the yoga of meditation. So the thing is, if suppose somebody tries to meditate, right, and the person is unable to do it, mentally, mind doesn't stay in a, steady. So that means he is incapable of meditating. But he may be arurukshoho. That means he wants to ascend the height of yoga or meditation. That's what it means here. Kasya tasya arurukshoho munehe karmapala sannyasinaha ityartaha, of which one desiring to ascend, aruruksho means he desires to want to perfect yoga, of the muni, the reflective seeker, which means the one who has renounced the fruits of action. Arurukshoho munehe yogam karma karanam uchyate. Here muni is not a sannyasi. He is a reflective seeker, that's all. Munehe, what does it mean? Karma pala sannyasinaha ityartaha. Munehe here means he has given up the fruits of action but not the actions. But he wants to ascend. That is, he is interested to go further. Kim arurukshoho yogam karmakaranam sadhanamiti uchyate. So what is this person desiring to ascend? That is yoga. He wants to ascend yoga. For such a person, action, karma is said to be the cause, meaning the instrument for means, sadhanam. Oh, karma is a sadhana or the path to go to perfect yoga, to ascend yoga. Why is this? We need to see. Yogarudasya punaha tasyaiva shamaha upashamaha. Here we need to understand some words properly here. Here, aruruksho means that person he is not perfected and he is not established in dhyana yoga. For that person, karma is necessary to make his mind steady. Tasyaiva, here is very important, not for others. The karma is necessary for those who are not perfect in yoga, those who cannot make their mind steady. Tasyaiva is very important here. Tasya means only for such incapable person, karma is necessary. For them, karma karanam uchyate. Karma will help those people. Yoga rudasya punaha tasyaiva. However, for the very same person, once they have ascended to yoga, the same person could have ascended to yoga. Here I have to look at this translation carefully, but let's assume it is right. Yogarudasya punaha tasyaiva shamaha upashamaha sarvakarmabhyah nivrittihi karanam yogarudasya sadhanam uchyate. So if a person has perfected yoga, that means he has ascended, he has perfected yoga, his mind is steady. For such a person, shamaha, upashamaha means giving up actions, withdrawal from actions, cessation of activity. Sarva karmabhya nivrittihi, giving up all actions. Karanam, that becomes support, that becomes sadhana, means to go further. So, ascended. Even if somebody is ascended, that person may not be perfect yet. But once he starts giving up the actions completely and quietens himself, then there is a chance that the person will slowly become perfect in yoga or established in yoga. यावद्यावत् कर्मभ्यः उपरमते तावत् तावत् निरायासस्य जितेन्द्रियस्य चित्तं समाधीयते. To the extent one withdraws from actions, yavat yavat karmabhya uparamate. To that same extent, the mind of the effortless person who has conquered their senses becomes collected and concentrated, samadhiyate. So the mind becomes calm for a person when the person gives up actions and who has already won over the senses. Jitendriyasya. Chittam means mind. Tata sati sa jhatiti yogarudo bhavati. When that happens, he quickly becomes established in yoga. Jhatiti means suddenly. Tatha choktam vyasena. So Vyasa has said, Naitadrisham brahmanasyasti vittam yatha ekata samata satyata cha Sheelam sthitir danda nidhanam arjavam tatastaschoparamah kriyabhyaha iti. Vyasa states somewhere, I don't know where it is, there is no wealth for a brahmana, a seeker of Brahman, like oneness, equanimity, truthfulness, good conduct, steadiness, the laying down of the rod, that is non-violence. Sitir danda nidhana marjavam, non-violence. Laying down the rod means giving up violence, straightforwardness, arjavam, tatascha uparamaha, and gradual withdrawal from activities. So somewhere Vyasa has stated this, not exactly sure, I have to figure out where this statement comes. So this is supporting what Shankaracharya.
What is the meaning of Vitam?
Meaning of what?
Vitam.
Vittam it is, sorry, Vittam.
Oh, it is not written
Vittam
as
is
Vittam.
money, wealth. It is not exactly money here, wealth.
I understood, but I thought it is, it's not, Vittam is not clearly visible, that's why I asked.
Oh, here it is. I thought it is visible. I don't know. Okay. Atha idanim kada yogorudo bhavati ityuchyate. In the next verse, the Lord says, when exactly a person is considered to be yogarudha. Okay, let's see what happens. That comes up later, but the summary of so far, philosophical, the highlights is,
in the Advaita Sharada website, it says it's from Moksha Dharma, chapter 175, verse 37 of Mahabharata.
Very nice. Very nice. That means it is Moksha Dharma is supposed to be the last chapter of the Mahabharata or something. That's what I understand roughly. I don't know. Moksha Dharma, that's what I hear. But we need to, where exactly Moksha Dharma comes, we can check later for sure. That's good. Yeah. Shankaracharya refers to Moksha Dharma often. Shankaracharya highlights a vital psychological and spiritual progression. The beginner Arurukshu, for someone starting the path, selfless action, Karma Yoga is the cause because it purifies the mind and prepares it for stillness. The advanced Yoga Rudha, advanced Arudha. So beginner Arudha is advanced. Once the mind is purified and ready for the deep meditation, further outer activity becomes a distraction. At this stage, shama or quietude, renunciation of action becomes the cause to deepen one's realization. The outer action and the inner concentration are often in an inverse relationship for the practitioner. As external busyness decreases, internal focus naturally increases. Seems very logical. That's all.
So say something here,
Yeah.
because the context is correct. That is, when
Okay.
you want to climb, we use a ladder. Like that, karma is necessary. Arurukshoho munehe. That is implied there. Once you have climbed it, no more there is a need of the ladder.
Yes.
Karma,
Yes.
karma. There is no meaning in having karma. You need not have the practices of karma continuously done after you have climbed, because in a way it obstructs, it shortens your time period. Then you can use it for further yoga.
See,
That may
yes, it is also like the boat analogy, right? That is the boat when it
that's also
reaches the
there.
shore, you don't need the
Even that.
boat anymore after that. See, this analogy, because, see, right now we are considering two set of people, right? One second. Just a second. Where did it go? I sort of lost it. Hold on one second. Okay, here in this slide, watch a little bit. See, Arurukshu is one and Aruda is the other. Aruda is advanced, but he is not perfected yet, I think. See, his mind is steady. 99% mind is steady. For such a person, he has to slowly give up the action. He doesn't completely give up the action, is my thought. See, the thing is, because if he completely gives up the thought, why don't we take this a little bit? I understand where you're going. Let's see this applies here perfectly, because
No, what I mean is it is gradual. Gradually,
it is gradual. It
step
is
by
gradual.
step,
You're right. Yeah.
you
Yeah,
have to
it is
give up
gradual. Yeah, it
little
is
bit,
gradual.
little bit like that.
True,
Not
true,
once
true.
and for all.
Not once and for all. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Okay. This, that is the next verse, 6.4. I don't understand why I did not put the verse here. Hold on a second. See, there is this verse, right? That is 6.4. Whether I. Hold on a second. I did not. यदा हीनेन्द्रियार्थेषु न कर्मस्वनुषज्यते सर्वसंकल्पसन्न्यासी योगारूढस्तदोच्यते. So, who is a yogarudha? That is explained in the next verse. And I directly took the the Shankara Bhashya here. See, this is the Shankara Bhashya for verse 4. But I should have printed, typed here the verse 4 itself. The verse 4 is Yadahi nendriyarteshu na karmasu anushajyate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga rudas tadochyate. What does it mean? Yada samadhiyamana chittaha yogi hi indriyartheshu indriyanam arthaha shabdadayaha teshu indriyartheshu. When the yogi whose mind is being concentrated in samadhi, he is not attached to the objects of senses, that is, the objects of the senses being sound, shabdadaya, sound, touch, and all those things. Karmasu cha nitya naimittika kamya pratishiddheshu prayojana bhava buddhya na anushajyate anushangam kartavyata buddhim na karoti ityartaha. That means he is not attached to actions, whether they are obligatory, nitya, naimittika, occasional, like what you call doing tarpanas during a particular eclipse. They are all naimittika karmas. Desire driven kamya karma is looking for some desires, or forbidden pratishiddheshu, that which is wrong, which is forbidden, like stealing or something. Prayojana bhava buddhya na anushajyate. So the thing is, the person realizes that there is no personal purpose to be gained from them. That is, he does not entertain the sense of this is my duty to perform. He has no connection to the duty. When he does the anushangam, kartavyata buddhim na karoti ityartaha. Anushanga is connection. So he does not have any connection to activities. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi, sarvan sankalpan iha amutra artha kama hetun sanyasitum shilam asya. Iti sarva sankalpa sannyasi. He is renouncer of all sankalpas. He does not have any goals, no willing of anything. One whose nature, habit is to renounce all formative thoughts. The thoughts also doesn't come to his mind or her mind, which are the causes of pursuit of wealth and desires in this world and next. So, see, iha amutra kama hetun. The fruits may be intended for this life or the next future lives. None of them this person is interested in. All thoughts of desires are controlled and they never rise. Yoga rudaha. He is the person who is prapta yoga ityetat. He has become steady. Tada tasmin kale uchyate. He is established in yoga, meaning one who has attained yoga at that time. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi iti vajanat sarvanscha kaman sarvani cha karmani sanyasya ityartaha. So when you say sarva sankalpa sannyasi, he has given up all the desires or willing of any action. It's obvious that he has given up all desires and all actions. This is very, very important. Shankaracharya makes this clarity. Other acharyas may have a little bit of issue with this, but he is very clear here. By the use of expression renouncer of all sankalpas, it is meant that he should renounce all desires and all actions. Sankalpa mula hi sarve kamaha. Sankalpa mulaha kamau vai yajnaha sankalpa sambhavaha. It says in the Manudharma Shastra, all desires are rooted in sankalpa or mental ideation. The ideas come to the mind first and then say, I want to do this. Right? As Smriti says, desire is indeed rooted in the sankalpa. The moment the ideation comes, the desire is there. Vedic sacrifices are born out of sankalpa. That's what Manu says in his Dharma Shastra. So obviously Manu Dharma Shastra is held in high esteem by Shankaracharya, or else he wouldn't have quoted from it. Right? You got to understand there is something deeper here, but that is a subject of another topic. This is Manusmriti he quotes. Kamam janamite moolam sankalpat kila jayase natvam sankalpayishyami tena mena bhavishyasi. Moksha dharma. Again, Moksha dharma is one of the favorite scriptures for Shankaracharya. He says, O desire, I know your root. You are born from sankalpa. So sankalpa is the one. The ideation causes the desire. Kama comes from sankalpa. So I shall not think of you. Nahi sankalpayishyami. That means I will stop all ideation and thereby you shall cease to exist for me. So the desire will not come to me at all. That is moksha dharma. It is easy to talk like this. To put this in practice, it's very difficult. Sarva karma parityage cha sarva karma sanyasaha. Sarva kama parityage cha sarva karma sanyasaha siddho bhavati. So when all desires are given up, the renunciation of all actions, sarva karma sanyasaha, renunciation of all actions is established. Siddho bhavati. Saha yatha kamo bhavati. Tat kratur bhavati. Yat kratur bhavati tat karma kurute. Iti in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 4:4-5. Ityadi shrutibhyaha. This shruti is known from the text. So when somebody gives up all desires, all actions are also given up. And that is said here as is his desire, so is his will. See, kratu means will. As is his will, so is the deed, karma. So if he become yatha kamo bhavati, tat kratur bhavati. That is like the desire, the will form. According to the will, so the deed action occurs. That is the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. There we need to go deeper there to figure out the details of this translation of Brihadaranyaka. Yad yadhi kurute jantuho tat tat kamasya cheshtitam. It is smriti. Whatever a living being does, all of that is the moment of the desire. Ashcharya, look at how powerful this statement is. Any action taken anywhere. Kurute means he personally acts, I think. The person willfully acts. Right? That means that is all the moment of desire. Kama makes the person work. Nyayacha nahi sarva sankalpa sannyase kaschit spanditum api shaktaha. And also from the logic, nyayam, for indeed, if all the sankalpa is renounced, no one is capable of even the slightest movement. This is very powerful. Shankaracharya supports his idea by nyaya, logic also. If the will or the ideation is lost, how can you even move? Not possible. तस्मात् सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी इति वचनात् सर्वान् कामान् सर्वाणि कर्माणि च त्याजयति भगवान्. Therefore, by statement renouncer of all sankalpas, the Lord causes the seeker to give up all desires and all actions. That is the fourth. Yada evam yogarudaha tada tena atma udhruto bhavati samsarat anartha jatat ataha. When one is established in yoga, yada evam yogarudaha, when one becomes yogarudaha, that is established in yoga, then the self is uplifted by him from the mass of evils that constitutes worldly existence, that is samsara. So you are improving yourself, you are getting out of this mess of samsara, which is just a bundle of evils. Therefore, ataha, again just a summary here. In this commentary, Shankara explains that the sankalpa, the mind's faculty of imagining a future result and planning for it, is the seed of all trouble. So the Chinese sankalpa, it causes kama, the desire, and the kama causes karma. This is how it is set up. And what happens? That also causes samsara, bondage. The cure is by renouncing the sankalpa, the entire chain collapses. So the desire, before the desire even starts, the willing, the ideation has to be stopped. A Yogaruda is a person is truly established in yoga only when they have reached the level of stillness where they no longer project desires onto their sense objects or feel the itch to perform ego-driven actions. They act, if they do, without the sense of being the doer. So they don't even know that they are doing it. Or there is no sense of I am the doer. Very difficult, easy to talk about in English, but what does it feel to do it like that? That is only a yogi knows. This is the end of slideshow today, and if there are any questions, we can handle them now.
In this, in the end, when the Shankara says uplifting the self, what exactly that Atma means here?
See, obviously there, that Atman is a lower self. The higher self does not need uplifting, right? The highest self, does it need uplifting? Obviously, Shankaracharya agrees with the lower self who is bound. Upliftment is needed for the person who is bound. Sure, Shuddha Atma is never bound. There is no need for even moksha for that because it is already mukta. Name bandha moksha. That is one of the words in the Nirvana Shatka, right? Shankaracharya's famous song called Nirvana Shatka. Name bandha moksha. I don't have any bondage, so would I require any moksha? I don't require moksha. I am already in moksha. So
Coming from this side,
highest,
coming from this side, what happens is the mind, which has actually not been still, which was restless, has become still now. So that's it, right? On the other
yeah,
side, the Atman is the same self.
true,
It was never.
true. See, there is a self which is going from bondage to no bondage, right? There has to be. But then later on, they.
Not in the highest sense. Not in the highest sense. But for the sake of conversation, he agrees to it.
Exactly, yes. In the highest sense, all these things, nothing else exists, right?
Krishnaji, I have a question about this Sankalpa statement.
Yes.
But so whenever we do any yajnati karma, karya, or anything like that, like it is always said that without doing a Sankalpa, you don't get any phala. So you have to have a Sankalpa. So does it basically mean that somebody who is at a particular level, they can do these things without a Sankalpa then?
Please repeat the question. I didn't understand.
Just move on to.
Oh, sorry, you are not audible. Please make yourself audible. You're far away from the mic or something.
Can you hear me better?
Slightly better. Okay, let me increase my volume on my side. Maybe my volume is set low. 1 second. Just a second. Sound volume. Okay, go ahead.
Whenever we do any yajna or any karma, even we do Sandhya Vandana, we do a sankalpa, right? And without a sankalpa, if it's said that if you do it, you don't get the phala. It's called incomplete. Even when you do any yajna.
See, you are talking about a ritual sankalpa. Say
Yes.
Narayana Prityartham, say Parmeshwara Prityartham, and
Correct.
all you do, right?
Correct. And so
okay.
even during Sandhya Vandana, we do that for anything else. And so I was thinking, and then for somebody who renounces, if they were to, because you said Sankalpa, we have to let it go. So then do they do those things for the sake of others in front of us without a Sankalpa then? So, if we see the even Shankara Mata or Shankaracharya, they do puja every day. So then they just do it without a sankalpa for the sake of us then. Can I take it that way?
See, no. That's a good question you asked. Okay. It is a complex question, by the way. Very, very complex. Okay. See, I will just give you a couple of stories, a couple of actual events which happened. When this was told to me directly by V. Subramanian. You know, V. Subramanian is a good teacher and he is a good close friend of mine. And he studies under Mani Dravid Shastri several times, and he also is a member of Aham Brahmasmi Foundation, and also he teaches he works for the Sringeri Jagadguru organizations, right? So this person told me once that it seems either this current older Swamiji in Sringeri or a older Swamiji earlier, I don't know who that was, some American guy came and said to him, and he came to the Sringeri Matha. There Swamiji was doing the worship. Swamiji does worship on pretty much every occasion. Swamiji does daily puja and also occasional pujas. Occasional means, suppose there is a Nrisimha Jayanti is one day. Then the Nrisimha is the actual puja for Nrisimha is done by the Sringeri Jagadguru. right? And suppose it is on number of days he does Chandramoulishwara Puja, right? On number of days he does Bharati Puja. Bharati is the central deity. Saraswati or Bharati is central deity for Sringeri, right? There's a huge, wonderful temple there. So then this person asks, I am very confused, Swamiji. You say giving up karmas is better. Shankaracharya is asking to give up karmas, and you are doing karmas. What is this? He says. Then he told the American guy, do you really see me doing the karma? He says, of course I do. You're taking the arati, that thing with the lighted candles and lighted wicks, and then you're performing arati to the deity. I am seeing you doing karma. He says, what you are seeing is my body doing karma. I am disassociated. I am just, what do you call, I am just a witness. Then this karma is happening due to prarabdha. Then you may ask you, why prarabdha it is happening? Why is it happening like this? Loka kalyana, loka sangraha. I am making sure everybody does puja because they are not at the state where they should be. They are doing their puja because for them Chitta Shuddhi is necessary. I will be an example for those people for whom Chitta Shuddhi is necessary. 99.999% do not have Chitta Shuddhi because some desire comes up. Many people who go to temples, they even before going the temple say, look, I have 10th grade exam coming up, or I have IAS exam coming up. I might as well go to the temple and then take a coconut and break the coconut in front of the temple and come anyway. There is a small desire somewhere, right? So the thing is, many people have desire. Desire is very powerful. So for him, he says, I am doing loka sangraha for others, and my body is doing it. I am watching it from outside. I am not doer. That's his state. That's what that Shankaracharya told the American. Similarly, Ramana Maharshi did that. But you are talking about a different question. Ordinary person does sankalpa. He has desire. See, your only question is whether for nitya karmas there is sankalpa or not. Nitya karma means sandhyavanadi karma. Aharaha sandhyam kurvita is a rule. Every person who is given a thread in a particular community, he has to do sandhyavandana. Morning, dusk, morning, midday, and evening. Sandhya vihino ashuchihi anarhaha sarvakarmasu, it says. If somebody does not do sandhya vandana, he is not pure, mentally, physically, whatever. Anarhaha sarvakarmasu, he does not have the qualification to do any other karma. So he cannot do any other yajna. Any kind of yajna, tarpana, girpana, everything will fall off. That guy is not fit. That is the way it says about sandhya. Then you may ask, why am I doing sankalpa for nitya karma which does not have any fruits? Shankaracharya disagrees with you. He says even nitya karmas have some fruits because Veda vihitatvat, he says. In Veda Vihita, in any karma is Vihita, then if you do sankalpa, that there is a fruit. It could be Chitta Shuddhi, it could be purification of your mind, it could be anything. It could not be something visible as I got a child, I got rain coming up, I got wealth. It may not be visible, but it is Chitta Shuddhartham. The small difference is the other acharyas don't agree with this. They say nitya karmas do not have any phala because Ishvara doesn't give phala for nitya. Something like that. That we will have to discuss. We will have to look at their original statements. See, I believe in actually stating what Shankaracharya says. See, one day some person made a comment on me. You are trying to impose your views on people. You are trying to convert people. He used very powerful sentence to me. You are like the conversion kind of the religions who convert to your thought of thinking. Look, I am not a converter. I just need to tell you what the Acharya said. If you don't want me to find any reconciliation, I will not do reconciliation. You figure out the reconciliation. But I will sincerely want to state what the Acharya said. Just as a
This
small
Shankara,
note. One second, Prasanthi. Just as a small note in the same thought, Indica Group, which is run by Smartas mainly, has invited me to talk about Shankara Bhashya. I asked him, what should I talk? Comparative study, no, don't talk about comparative study. Next month is the Global Oneness. Aham Brahmasmi Foundation and Indica is working on Global Oneness. There will be 1 month of talk. And I will give you one spot. What should I talk? He said, look, I don't know much about Shankara Bhashya because I only go step by step. Gita Bhashya I can deal with. Something I can deal with. Maybe Kena, I finished 77 lectures I can deal with. Oh, why don't you take up Kena? Everybody knows what is Shankara Bhashya and Kena. Why should I even talk about it? They are all good people. They know. Then he said, no. Talk about why there is Pada Bhashya and Vakya Bhashya, two Bhashyas in Shankara Bhashya, and is there any connect between that? What is the story of these two Bhashyas? I said, okay, I will do that. Then I am now, at least I am planning to, and they have requested me to formally, Nitin Sridhar asked me to talk about it. That means they also believe I am pretty sincere. That when I talk about Shankara Bhashya, I talk about Shankara Bhashya and nothing more. I will not, everybody comes with a personal bias. You are born in Kaladi, in a Iyer family in Palghat, you will have a bias. You are born in Bangalore or something, you have a bias. You are born in Hyderabad, you will have a bias. You are born in Texas, you will have a bias. So nobody comes with no bias. Okay? Unless the person is a perfect yogi, like a Shuka Maharshi. But when we sincerely we do a sankalpa, Shiva Vadagna, Shar Parameshwara Priyatirtham, without any, my own thoughts, I would like to express Shankaracharya's thoughts. That is the way we should work on it. And that's why I try to do it. I'm not perfect.
Professor
you.
S.K.
Go ahead, please.
Namaskaram. Professor S.K. Ramchandra Rao, who was a great psychologist as well, he has written about Shankaracharya Chandrasekharendra Bharati Swamiji, who left his mortal this thing in 1954. And he has written in the book, The Saint of Shringeri, that the Swamiji couldn't perform karma at the later stages. And he used to go into some kind of trance or so, where months together he couldn't do even ritualistic bath and even taking food. It was very difficult for him. And then he used to come back for some months and do all the nitya karmas and everything, and again go back into a trance. And that has been very clearly written in the book. Although S.K. Ramchandra Rao is also actually he's a Madhva, so still he
I
has
know
written.
S.K. Ramchandra, and he was also a great student of Buddhism, by the way. I
Yes,
saw
yes.
a TV presentation, of life of that S.K. Ramchandra Rao.
S.K. Ramchandra Rao.
Amazing personality, very open-minded man, very amazing personality. You cannot find such a person like that, right? It's very
Yes,
difficult.
he has written about Buddha Kosha as well as Vishnu Kosha,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Hanuman Kosha.
See, he was trained by Tibetan Buddhists or somebody. He went, the Sri Lankan Buddhists or something trained him. He was very powerful
Yes,
guy. See, one more thing, KSV used to say about a close friend of his. KSV was very friendly with Ajja, Puttur Ajja they call. Okay, and I asked him, why are you interested in Puttur Ajja? I asked. He's a very realized man, he said. Then he's an Advaiti, yes, he's a strong Advaiti and strong realized person. And then after I could not find my own gurus who are all realized and who is no more. My guru is no more and I cannot talk to my guru. I found going to Puttur is very important and I wanted to talk to this person. Incidentally, I have also visited Puttur. And the strange thing is, KSV Swami asked me let's go to Puttur, he said, let us go see Ajja and come, he said. And myself, Murli and KSV Swami went in a car to reach Puttur. When we went to Puttur, you will not believe, the same day Puttur Raja passed away. And we stayed there for 2 days. I asked, he has already passed away, they are going to do karmas, why are we staying here? No. He has died at least 4 times before this. I don't know this time he's going to come back or not. So, this Puttur Raja, it seems long time back, for 7 years, he wouldn't wear a dress at all, without cloth. He was in a forest and he would not eat. Not eat at all. No clothing, no eating. Then people used to say, how did he live? One guy, in fact, he's a Muslim, used to see this guy go and in a trance in a forest, and suddenly this Muslim became very impressed by this person. He said, I have to somehow protect him. So he used to secretly come to the forest every day with lots of milk and some things, and forcibly force milk through to the throat, through the throat of this person. And just with hummus, next day he used to come and do the same thing. And he became his devotee after that point. This Muslim became a devotee after to this Puttur Raja. And only when another Nityananda from North India, not the Nityananda famously known today living in some Kailas island or something, not that Nityananda, a very famous, very powerful Nityananda, it seems, met Puttur Raja in the forest. And in the Puttur, there he met and asked Puttur Raja, why are you like this? Like a ghost living in the forest. Why are you like that? And then there was, because Nityananda was a great person, Puttur Raja did namaskar, and he realized that he is in front of the great guy. Nityananda told him not to be like that. Wear regular clothing, go up in the streets, live with people, help them out. And then they built this Puttur, the Bayalu. His name is Bayalu, means it was just a forest. There was nothing there, and they built an ashram on that Bayalu. And very difficult for me to realize that I could not touch, feel, meet that guy Puttur Raja and talk to Puttur Raja, because KSV was one of the closest friends of Puttur Raja. They were having wonderful dialogues with each other, and KSV's daughter has kept a book of KSV's connections and talked with Puttur Raja, and where KSV had so many philosophical doubts, and Puttur Raja directly from realization used to solve his problems. Very interesting.
This
Swami.
Puttur Raja's videos are present on YouTube, some of them.
Some of them are present. You know, this Ananda Upanishad is there, right? I don't know whether that is published. I have a copy of Ananda Upanishad. He wrote, right directly from his own experience, he wrote something known as Ananda Upanishad. Right?
Okay.
Please
Swami.
give me 1 or 2 minutes after you talk, please.
Yeah, go ahead now.
If you allow now, I can say. This is when you are doing meditation, there comes a stage when you think that you have to throw up all the clothes and you will sit naked and you meditate. That state definitely comes. We hear about Akka Devi also, no?
Yes. She was amazing, actually.
So that stage I
yeah.
have experienced.
Yeah. Oh.
Indeed, we really get that stage to throw off.
Oh,
Even if you want to cut all your skin and throw off and be your own self, only one thing. That concentration is so much that you don't need anything. Even that skin is unbearable for you. That state you feel it.
Wow. People
It is
who
an
only
experience.
can, people
100%
who
it's an
can,
experience, not just what to say, false. I don't know how to say in English. Sorry, I don't get the
that's
words.
interesting. No, that's interesting, and it's hard to find people like you, and it's definitely very interesting.
Swami, I have something to say.
Yeah.
Swami, after I think the fourth verse, the commentary of Shankaracharya, I think you said concentration in samadhi. I think the samadhi word, I think Shankaracharya itself means concentration. He is not talking about any yogic samadhi there. Yada
Maybe.
yada yada samadhiyamana chitto. When he says
Yeah.
that, he's meaning just concentrated mind. He is not talking about any
Yes,
yogic samadhi there.
yes, that is
Yes.
correct.
Yes. Samadhiyamano. Yeah. Yeah. It's not a samadhi, but it is just focus.
Yeah, when you were explaining that, you said concentration in samadhi.
Maybe that is wrong. Maybe that is wrong. It is. It should be just mental calmness, mental steadiness.
Another thing about the conversations that you were having, Shankaracharya, for Shankaracharya, the first avidya, which is to take oneself as an individual, that is even prior to all desires and sankalpa and all those things.
True. Yes.
So when for a person who has truly realized, according to Shankaracharya, he doesn't even take himself to be the individual.
True. True.
So that therefore he is unable to perform any karmas in the first place.
True. Yes. Because yeah. True. He is not limited at all. He's think that he is unlimited. Right.
So this
See.
even brings the question: all the work that the very Shankaracharya that he did, we can even go into the debate of whether he was a jnani and all those things. I'm just saying that the conversations that you guys were having about
See, see, you have to think that somebody who is come from that place down, right? It's all like almost Shuka Maharshi, right? Shuka Maharshi never wanted to teach Bhagavata, never. In fact, his father, Shuka Maharshi, just came out of the yajna as a 16-year-old child, and he walked away, and he just kept on putra putreti tanmayataya taravo nineduho. When he said putra putra, he didn't even hear. All he would he could realize is Vasudeva Sarvam. Everything is Vasudeva. That was the only realization Shuka Maharshi had. And he had to be requested, pulled down to obviously sometime, somewhere, he was taught, Bhagavatam was taught to Shuka Maharshi by his own father. Somewhere, right? But he never wanted to do anything. He was requested, pulled. So there is some, you need to understand that there is locus, some Ishvara, right? Ishvara, what is, in Advaita, what is Ishvara? Do you know? Can you define Ishvara in Advaita?
a Brahman with Maya is called as Ishvara.
That's one way of looking at it. There is another way of looking at it. He is a sum of sigma. In mathematics, you say sigma. Sigma, the karmas of all individuals put together. So he always there. Somebody's karma is there, he has to be there, right? So he's eternal, as he stays there. Even if one jiva gets moksha, as long as there is some jiva, he is always there, right? So that Ishvara makes, there is some kind of a rhyme to this, right? That is rhythm rhyme. The Ishvara's nature is to bring everybody from here to there. That is acceptable. Narayana. Look at the Ishvara definition of we studied the Ishvara definition of Shankaracharya in the Shankara Bhashya, right? Who is Narayana? So, Bhubhara, to reduce the weight of the earth, he Sambhabuva, that is, he came as Krishna. Why? To help other people out. Dharma Samrakshana. So, like that, all acharyas, wherever their state are, they have to come down to work with the for Loka Sangraha, right? To help others, they have to come down from the state of perfection.
But what is being said in terms of Vyavahara, that cannot be taken to be the same as a Paramarthika, right? In his view, in Shankaracharya's view, all
See,
these things are in.
See, there is no. The thing is there a connection between Paramarthika and Vyavahara in Shankara Bhashya, right? Is that what you're asking?
No. I'm not asking that. I'm just saying that
No. I am asking you, is there any connection between Vyavaharika and Paramarthika?
according to Shankaracharya, I don't think so.
Then I will ask you one question. Why does Shankaracharya bring in this particular issue that how can somebody in a dream state could be woken up? Say somebody dreams of a ugly, angry tiger rushing at this person. The dreaming guy wakes up, right?
No, there is another view of how we understand this. There is a different perspective of understanding this. It is
No.
also said that the
See,
dream guy never wakes up.
Only
don't
for
bring
argument you can
no.
talk. Vyavaharika Satya, Shankaracharya 100% he accepts. It is there.
One second. So let me finish this thought here. One second. See, Shankaracharya says something which happens in the dream wakes up a person. That happens, right? Is there a connection between dream and wake state then?
No, not for the ego. That so the for Shankaracharya, the dream ego never wakes up.
We will take this in detail. Okay,
No.
because
He should
it's already
see
8:20 now.
one who is talking like this, he should think in himself, about himself, and then talk. Without realization of ourselves, thinking ourselves, we cannot argue, we cannot, for the argument's sake, we cannot go on arguing like that.
The
You
view
have to come
itself
to
is very
reality.
different here, right?
No,
You
no,
have
no.
to touch the
I know
reality.
what, Mami, what he's saying has some value. Okay. What Aditya ji is saying is, see, Vyavaharika cannot be connected. That's his view, right? Vyavaharika is a superimposition on the Paramarthika by a individual who is also superimposition, right? See, in Shankara Bhashya, Jiva is also mithya. World is also mithya. Who is superimposing who? That is occurring to the mithya also. That is whoever the seer, drak, drashta here, both are mithya. Jiva and the matter, the universe, both are mithya. Then what is the connection between the Paramarthika, which is Shuddha Nitya Mukta Chaitanya, and the Vyavaharika? That is what he is asking. There should be no connection at all, is what he is asking. It's a very powerful question. This is Shastric. By the way, many Shankara Bhashya also deals with it somewhere. And then, see, that is where Shankara Bhashya says that there is a connection indirectly. Without the Brahman, there can be no superimposition. Without the road, there can be no mirage. Right? So, but unfortunately, if you look at it, mirage, the ignorance is happening to an individual who is also a part of Maya. And Shuddha Chaitanya is unconnected with moksha or moksha sadhana or jivas or bondage or anything like that. The Shuddha Chaitanya doesn't even know that there is a universe and there is people bound and there is people being realized, who get realized or whatever.
And the jnani is that Shuddha Chaitanya.
Oh, if jnani is that Shuddha Chaitanya, what do we do? Is a question. Then where there is a connection between Shuddha Chaitanya and, see, the answer to that Swami, that is Shankaracharya says, it is like the fire burning every tree in a forest and extinguishing itself finally. So all the processes of spiritual upliftment, sadhana and all is a fire which burns all impurities and quietens itself and extinguishes itself. That's what is happening in this sadhana world of this Vyavaharika Satya, right?
And that's the process of Adhyaropapavada.
Exactly. So that means direct connection, he definitely he does not give direct connection. He says by neti, 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 by removing everything, what remains is Brahman. And the process of removal, or the mental process of mentally removing one, not this, not this, not this, even the process dies away, because there is no object to process. See, this problem is a very important problem, because avidyaya mrityum tirtva vidyaya amritam ashnute is a Ishavasya statement, right? Here, many people do not agree with Shankara Bhashya here. Shankara Bhashya takes, but for some other problem, Shankara Bhashya, what he says is, no, here avidya means devata vishaya, avidya means something else, karma. He takes different meaning here, where the natural meaning is something else for many people. For others, the natural meaning is, you have already fallen into this mess. You have to take the same avidya to get over to vidya. So you have to use avidya to get to vidya. Vidya is the Shuddha Nitya Chaitanya, right? This should be the natural meaning. But Shankaracharya denies it because he does not believe in Jnana Karma Samuchaya. That is in the Advaita, that is in the Ishavasya Upanishad. We will take that up separately, but your question is not easy to answer right away. We have to figure out Shankara Bhashya in different places. I remember SMS Chari mentioning that there are a lot of Advaita, Vishishtadvaita, Advaita, Dvaita dialogues which talk about this concept of Jivan Mukti, right? All this it's too complex to handle right now. It's 8:25 already. I have to go. I have a lot of work to do. Okay, we'll take up some other time when the context forces us to do. It's out of context, out of syllabus. Okay. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Sima Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Namaskaram.
Sir.
Namaskaram.